It's hard to believe it's Thursday already, and I'm glad you're able to join us for this time of just encouragement and challenge as we think about God's truth in regard to our day and the situations that we're in. And I trust these have been helpful to you. Today we want to look at Galatians chapter 6, a very familiar verse, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You ever felt like, is this really working? This doesn't seem to be worth it. All of the effort I'm putting in or trying to do right, it just seems like everything's going wrong. Not getting the answer to prayer I need, and my relationship doesn't seem to be getting any better. It's very easy for us to get weary in well-doing. And Satan loves to come along and say, why in the world are you trying to serve the Lord? What profit is it? Well, what he is doing is appealing to our natural selfishness. You see, that kind of perspective that it's not worth it really gets down to us. That's when we get weary in well-doing. Our well-doing is not empowered by the Spirit for the glory of God and for the welfare of others. We can find ourselves doing good things and really believing God for things, but our motive gets down to a selfish perspective. That's so easy to slip into. And if we will be refreshed, as 2 Corinthians chapter 4 says, renewed in the spirit of our mind daily, if we will have that abundant mega grace come into our life on a regular basis, we will have the strength to wait. We will have the strength to keep going when it doesn't seem to be paying off. Discipling someone and they're not moving forward very fast, or working with children, it seems like you're doing the same thing over and over, or trying to develop a relationship, maybe your marriage, and it seems like what you're doing isn't working. And it's very easy to say, it's just not worth it. The minute you do that, you are actually showing that you're concerned more about yourself than you are about the real goal of what you are doing with your well-doing. You are slipping into, which is so natural, the desire to see something good happen for your own sake. I love the last part of the verse. For in due season we will reap if we faint not. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians 4 says that he continued on to the ministry and he was determined not to faint. We have so many Christians today that at the time of adversity, like the book of Proverbs says, our strength is seen as small because we faint in the day of adversity. The real key to faith is keeping going. That's genuine faith. Durative faith is great faith, is durative faith. Keeping on, trusting God, not letting what's happening bother you, but believing that what you're doing is right and that God will work. It's up to Him, and it's not about you. It's about His glory, and it's about the people you're working with, and you're going to stay steady with your eye on the goal no matter what happens. And we have a great promise that in due season we shall reap. My friends, nothing in the world that's happening today can stop us from the great harvest that God's ready to give us. We can't have our eyes on these discouraging matters. God is working in every moment, every day. We're walking in the Spirit. God is planting great eternal seed, and He is ready to give an eternal harvest. So we need to not let ourselves get discouraged. Let's don't get weary. That's a great signal that we're selfishly focused at that moment. And may God give us that refreshing deliverance from ourselves to really enjoy serving Him.